So in the beginning of 2017, we had a lot of concern that in Southern California we would see local transmission of Zika. So we knew that we had Aedes aegypti, the mosquito that can carry Zika, in Southern California, but we didn't know if we had it in Long Beach specifically. It had never been found in this area. While we were planning for the CASPER in about July is when we found our first Aedes mosquito in Long Beach. It caused a lot of fear in the public.
Emily, who works on our team, came to me one day and said, I would really like to do a CASPER related to Zika. And I said, what is a CASPER?
I think I didn't realize what actually went into a CASPER when we decided to do one. And then sort of the more we realized what went into it, it became sort of daunting, I guess.
I was concerned because it was such a large activity. It was 3 days, it was up to 70 participants. You had to commit to the whole thing.
Well, the goals were really to get a sense of what people knew, where they were getting their information from.
I wanted to know if my message was getting out there. I wanted to see if there was a way I could do it better.
When we were trying to identify a location to have as our headquarters for the CASPER, if you will, I called up one of our friends at the police department, and he immediately said, this is something that our IMT should get involved with.
An incident management team is a group of people that are highly trained in various positions within the incident command system.
So at first we were a little apprehensive. I think we didn't really know what to expect.
There were some concerns. We did think, like, are they going to be passionate about this, or is this practice for them?
Because we had been working so hard for months on this event, and then to all of a sudden have, our police and fire come in and run the event.
When I was told I was going to be paired with Jake Heflin, I was really excited because he's very well known in the community, and so I knew it was going to be a great learning opportunity for me.
This is my first opportunity to work on a CASPER. I will tell you from my perspective as a public information officer, it was an amazing experience.
One of the other things that really stood out to me was the passion that health department employees have for the city and for the residents that work here.
It turned out they loved it. They believed in it. They believed in our mission. They care about the residents just as much as we do.
They became really invested in the CASPER as well.
There's a lot of places where our responsibilities overlap, and I think that we have started to break down those silos, and so that's going to be beneficial for us in the future. I now have a group of people that I can reach out to that I know have experience in logistics. I know they have experience in planning.
ICS brings health, law, fire, and emergency service departments together in a standardized system for assessing community health emergencies, making difficult, complex projects possible.
The way they set it up was perfect because for all the different positions, so for operations, the chief of operations, there was also a deputy chief, and that was my position. Health had a position throughout ICS, but so did police and fire.
When we used the IMT and the ICS, it kind of took that burden off a little bit because then it helped us focus on the public health side of things, and then the IMT worried more about safety.
I think the beauty of what we do within the fire service is it's based upon the incident command system. We all speak the same language. We have common terminology. The positions are the same. And whether you're in Arizona or California or Nevada or New York, we're all working on the same sheet of music, so to speak.
When we were planning just with the health side of people, we kind of were at a loss. So we didn't know where we were going to have these hubs. And then when IMT was involved, they had the idea to use the fire stations, which was great for us because that's a free resource that we didn't know about. And then all in one, you have a air-conditioned space, you have the restroom, tables, chairs, shade.
So it didn't matter where we sent our teams, there was a place for them. So that was super, super awesome.
It wasn't difficult to get the council members involved. Jake, our public health information officer for the fire department, has wonderful relationships already set.
Fire and PD actually helped us out a lot with, so many different things. They were able to secure locations for us to have our trainings, to have our hubs. There was so much cost savings in terms of safety. They helped us out with getting porta potties at one location that didn't have a restroom. All those resources, I don't know what we would have done.
Between day 2 and day 3, we had a shooting in the city.
that isn't something we would have known about necessarily because it hadn't made the papers that next morning. So we would have been sending our poor volunteers out into this area that was dangerous.
So ultimately the decision was made for the safety of everybody involved. We're not going to send resources out there.
This whole process is like a three-legged stool. We have the fire department and the police department, but public health is an essential component in that team.
There's been so many benefits working with fire and police. Since I've worked here, I feel like our relationship has gotten so much stronger, and this CASPER really contributed to that. But they also got to see a part of public health that they weren't aware of, and they look at us in a different light now, and they consider us a partner. We had a call from our police department a few months ago asking if we were going to do another CASPER.
I can't imagine a CASPER being run without ICS. I think if we hadn't had that, it would have been so much more challenging, and I don't think we would have gotten the results that we had wanted.
I would not consider us a resource-rich jurisdiction, and I still think it can be done. I think partnering is really important. I think that was huge.
We are crisis managers, right? On somebody's worst day of their life, they pick up the phone and dial 3 numbers. And understand that that's a huge responsibility. The fire department's involvement in CASPERS is something we really need to embrace, we need to continue to move forward to, and continue to participate in.
Do it. Get involved. It was an amazing experience to work with the Public Health Emergency Management Program.
I know that if we are in an emergency, it will be very difficult, but if we had to, we could assess our entire city.